UN report saying that famine has been confirmed in Gaza City and its surrounding area for the first time. We're joined now by Fleur Hassan Nahum, former Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, Israel's Special Envoy for Trade and Innovation. Ms. Hassan Nahum, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon on LBC. What is your reaction to this report?
Well, it's interesting how many times we've been on the brink of so many things, and I have a long memory. On November 2023, Gaza was on the brink of running out of fuel, except that was a lie. In 2024, March 2024, there was another report on an impending starvation that never happened. A few months back, if you recall, there was another report that 14,000 babies were going to die within 24 hours for lack of food, and that turned out to be a lie. And the reason why you can't rely on any of these reports is because they're all based on data coming from a terrorist group. That
well, why don't you allow journalists in? Why doesn't your government allow journalists in?
That's a great question. I'm not a war strategist, but what I would say is that I think that the war, the way that we prosecute the war, would be very different if we knew that there were journalists there being taken by Hamas as human shields. It would change everything. And that's the reason.
It's the first conflict in the history of the world where journalists haven't been allowed in.
I'm sure that that's not the case.
No, it is the case.
Everything. You know, I just heard somebody else just said to me that somebody in this fake body that's just done this report said...
What do you mean it's a fake body? It's a UN body. What are you talking about?
No, well, the UN are employing...
Isn't it weird? Ms. Hassan Nahum, isn't it weird?
Well,
why are all these... No, let me just put a different question to you.
I can tell you this. Somebody just quoted from that report saying that this has been the only famine in the Middle East. Well, these people obviously don't get out much because right now in Yemen, there's a huge famine with people actually dying of starvation, and the same in Sudan.
Ms. Hassan Nahum, why is it that all of these people, the UN, Save the Children, the Norwegian Refugee Council, Christian Aid, humanitarian organisation after humanitarian organisation, international, what have they all got in for Israel? Why would they all be lying about you?
Because they're all getting their numbers from the same source.
Right. So they're all wrong and your government is right.
No, it's not that they're all wrong. It's that the source for their numbers are coming from the Hamas propaganda.
Well, Save the Children, which is operating in Gaza, has got clinics in Gaza, have found that in the first 2 weeks of August, 61% of pregnant women and new mothers screened at their clinics have been found to be malnourished. Are they wrong?
I'm not saying there's no food insecurity in the middle of a war. There's a war going on, a war we didn't start, let me remind you.
But a war that your government continues to prosecute against the wishes of many of its own people. You think it's okay that 61% of pregnant women are malnourished in Gaza?
I think
you don't think your government has any moral responsibility towards those women?
Unfortunately, you know, we left Gaza in 2005 and we left it in the hands of Hamas in order to rule their own people, to create this Palestinian state they say they wanted, and they turned it into a terrorist base. They attacked us from 2008 with rockets into our sovereign territory.
And now 60% of pregnant women are malnourished.
You don't know that number.
I do know that number. Save the Children has confirmed that they've got clinics in Gaza. I'm going to believe them over you.
Save the Children get their numbers from Hamas.
Right.
Save the Children, why nobody is distributing the food that actually is...
It's just weird that everyone's got it in for Israel. Everyone else is wrong. Everyone else is wrong.
Me, but you really don't want to hear because you also have an agenda. And so because you have an agenda, you use the sources that actually confirm your agenda. And if you want to do
You don't have an agenda, of course.